I want to thank Anna, Sarah, Lynn, Andre, Heather, and everyone else who's put this together. It means a lot to me personally. My name is Scott Atkins. I know a lot of you, most of you. I live next door to Kevin Bostwick for 9 years. And I thought I'd say a few words about him, and I was going to play a song while we celebrate his life here at the sunset. Kevin, he spent his formative years growing up, a lot of you know this, in Wisconsin. He grew up in the central San Joaquin Valley in California and graduated from Mount Whitney High School up in Visalia in 1970. And in the days following that, he worked, he played, he was a musician, all against the backdrop of the 1960s and 1970s counterculture. Kevin was a skateboarder before people really skateboarded, if you can believe it. Anybody ever heard the story of the young singer that tried to come and get into Kevin's band?
Never.
There was a young guy in the 70s coming up to Kevin's rehearsal space, knocking on the door, like, "Hey, can I try out for your band?" And Kevin was a singer and keyboardist. And finally, Kevin was like, "Look, man, I'm the singer. Go get your own band." That man was Steve Perry from Journey. So Kevin must have had some pretty sick fights in his younger days to tell Steve Perry to piss off. Kevin met and hung out with people like Janis Joplin in the Haight-Ashbury scene in the 60s, the Summer of Love. And that's all exciting. I think a lot of us wish we could have seen that and witnessed it in person. And that's great, but notwithstanding, I really want to share with you guys, to me, what I think is the best quality about Kevin, and that is the ability to triumph against seemingly overwhelming odds. Kevin, when he was 38 years old, and he was at the height of his need to reinvent himself, you know those globes you have in school to spin the earth and stuff? Well, he was in front of one, and he closed his eyes, and he's like, "Where should I go? What should I do?" And he spun the globe, and he stopped it, and he opened his eyes, and his fingers were in the middle of the ocean. And so from that point forward, his existence had to do something with water in terms of his livelihood and his lifestyle. So he decided he wanted to pursue the hydrological engineering business. And so he went back to school at 38 years old. He flourished in his studies. He finished his undergraduate school. And he even gained acceptance in the prestigious University of Southern California engineering program. And the thing that's the most impressive to me about Kevin is, for many and many of those years that he was in school, with the financial burden of being in school and just the situation in general, he lived in his car a lot of the time. He didn't have a dorm, he didn't have a house. He lived in the backseat of his car. He would shower while he was studying, getting great grades and busting his ass to change his life. He would shower in the gymnasium, in the men's room, and or women. And for me, you know, he basically persisted with a fortitude that no words can really adequately explain. So to me, it's probably the most impressive thing Kevin shared with me in his life. And when he finished his degrees, he was off. He found his Shangri-La here in Ocean Beach. He loved it, being by the water, being by all the stuff and all the interesting folks coming and going. And he finally secured his dream spot in the Navy as an expert contractor, hydrological engineer. And he was very proud of that. We were all very proud of him. Anybody, when he got his job in the Navy, does anybody remember going up to him and be like, "Hey Kev, do you want to hang out, maybe have a beer or have some shots?" Did he ever tell anybody, "Wait a second, didn't I tell you? I got a job in the Navy"? So, some fun things I loved about Kev, among many, many things. Kevin loves skateboarding. He loves sunsets. This is why we're here. He loves singing with a band, without a band, with music, without, just to you, to no one, by himself. He loved it. He loved doing 50 Cent UFC fight nights with me. I love that. But most of all, he enjoyed the jovial cheer among his friends and neighbors and his family that he considered all of us to be. And he was a person and a personality that was absolutely larger than life, as we all know. And so some of the lessons, while I wrap this up, that I learned from Kevin is to enjoy and love your life. Enjoy the little things, the sunsets, the things. Love more than you disdain. You did a good job of demonstrating. Embrace others within their moments, in their own journeys, high or low. Do not regret being sensational in your own personal style and being.
Amen.
And do not regret being magnanimous towards those who require your sensitivity in their hour of need. These are all things that I caught from him, and I miss him a lot. I want to read a couple quick lines I wrote, then play a song. It's at sunset, and we're going to be on. In your life, you will misread and mislabel imperfect people